Happy Thursday. I hope you've all had an amazing week and we're all looking forward to Easter. Welcome. If you're new to our community. It's an honor to have you here at Goal Model Business, the dedicated children's activity entrepreneur that you are. Now, as we are approaching the Easter season, and if you've got kids are breaking up from school, people are going on holiday, I just wanted to share with you a little bit of a training today on what actually do you want from your business and how are you designing your business to ensure you are in the right direction to what you want to achieve. Now, I'm sharing this from a personal angle today rather than, give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to quickly check that one of our platforms is live. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, all good. Because I had a conversation with a parent in the park a few days ago, and it was just on, it's another holiday coming up, childcare, holiday costs, time off from work, the juggle, that kind of conversation. And they knew I've known this person a long time. So they know I've just been in Australia. They're asking me lots of questions about Australia and taking time off. And they know the flexibility that I've created with the children. And I can honestly say, and I said this, and I actually, through my keynote in Australia in February, I actually was talking about this. And I said, you know what? Through nearly 19 years of being an entrepreneur, one of the most precious things that I've created is that time and that time freedom. And I do not take it for granted. I did not realize I had an intention of what I was creating in my 20s before I had children, but it's a lot deeper and a lot deep rooted now because I have the freedom around my 3 children. And it's that ability to, and I said this, I said, you know what? I said, through all of the ups and the downs and the not paying myself for months on end in the early days, and as a business grows, as it impacts, as it increases, as it decreases, through the ups, the downs, the numerous staff issues, the things not going well, the multiple problems that come with growing a business. I said, you know what? I look back and I think I thank my lucky stars. I still continued on this road to entrepreneurship and still dug my heels in and kept going, because the freedom that I have today, I cannot put a price on. And I said, do you know what? It was worth it. So I want you to know, if you're at the early days of your business journey, I want you to know that it is worth it. Please keep going. It's like you're banging your head against a brick wall at times, wherever you are in your journey. There'll be times you think, I don't know if I can do this again. I don't know if I've got the mental capacity for this. I don't know if I've got the stamina to go through this again. But you've just got to keep at the forefront of, what are you designing? What is important to you? Why are you building this business? What is very much, it's not an end goal, because the end goal always moves. We're always growing, but what are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to design? And for me, in my 20s, it looked like I wanted a successful business, but I also wanted the freedom when I had children. And what that looks like today is I have built businesses and designed them in a way that, and have the team around me to give me this, that me going to Australia in February was a no-brainer. It wasn't, I've got to take annual leave. I'm going to be away for most of the month, which I was in the end, with obviously what happened with trying to get back due to the Middle East. But I didn't have that whole thought of, I'm not going to get paid. I'm going to take all my annual leave if I go on this trip. It was like, yeah, no, we're going. It was a straightforward decision. And it's that freedom and the ability to be able to make those decisions, of why I said I thank my lucky stars from all the decisions and all the heartache over the years of building businesses. And I said, now we're going through into, it's Easter holidays. They're breaking up tomorrow. I feel like they've barely been at school. I said, we weren't here in February. They've been at school like 2 minutes. And I will be working bits over the Easter holidays, more than I would normally, because we've been away. But that still looks different. It means I have the ability to pivot, to be able to go, I'll work a bit in the evenings and be with them in the day. It means that I can take a few days off here and there where I need to take them out to go away, and so forth. So that freedom now, I said, that design of what I had in my head is now completely into fruition and is really coming to life. But as I said, wherever you are on your journey, please keep that at the forefront of your mind of where you're going, what you're designing, because it's all worth it. Please, please believe me. It's so worth it on that flexibility. The same as when they're like, oh, they need to finish at 1 o'clock. You know, tomorrow they're just finishing at 1 o'clock because it's the last day. And it's being able to be there. It's been the parents' evenings, the sports days, all of that we all know come with children. But even if you don't have children, it's looking at, what does that look like for you? What time do you want to start? What time do you want to end work? How much traveling do you want to do? What time, how many days a week do you want to work? Like it, and you can combine that, whatever your circumstances. It's designing of, do you know what? I'm in the trenches today, but in 3 years' time, I would love to take Thursday, Fridays off. I'd love to not work the weekend. I'd love to maybe start at, you know, Wednesday, I'd start, do my Pilates or running in the morning and start at 11 a.m. Whatever it looks like for you. I'd like to go away every 2 months for 2 weeks. Whatever it looks like for you. But you need to start now, and you need to design now with almost like the end in mind. Said the end is always moving, as it always is. But it's being able to really get crystal clear on what is important for you, and being able to be there in the precious moments and not to miss anything, and to lead your life like, you know, you're designing your life. That's why you're an entrepreneur. That's why you're stepping into entrepreneurship, to be able to give you that freedom. And I wanted to share this with you today because it's something that I've thought about, if I'm honest, a lot this year. With being away the whole of February, we went on the 13th and we got February, and we got back on the 5th of March due to the Middle East. But the biggest thing in my head when we were struggling to get back, and while we were in Australia, it wasn't about, yes, I want to get home to see Joshua and to see Andre, and we were away a long time, but I was like, I didn't have any restraints on me getting back work-wise. There were people that I chatted to when I was away, and they were sharing, like, if I'm not back, I'm going to have to take annual leave. I'm not going to get paid. I'm then going to not have holiday to take later on in the year. So it's so important to get crystal clear on what's important to you. Why are you doing this? Because that will carry you through the highs and lows of business, that if you haven't experienced them yet, my God, will they come? Because it's not a plain sailing. Growing a business is like an obstacle course. It's like a big roller coaster. But if you've got that vision, I've always said this, if you've got that, why are you building this? What are you trying to achieve? If you've always got that at the forefront of your mind, it will carry you through the dark days, you know, and you will fly high when it's going amazing, but it will carry you through the dark days. So I want you to get clear on, why are you building this business? What are you designing? What are you designing, and what do you want it to look like? What do you want it to look like in your, you know, in a year's time, in 2 years' time, in 3 years' time? And we're talking, this can just be, obviously we do a lot of planning. This is also very relevant if you're listening to this, you know, it's the end of a quarter. So it's looking at this and going, right, what do I want my life to look like? Not only in time, but in the freedom and the choices that I get. But also, what did I then want it to look like terms in financially? What does it look like? What, you know, if you want certain things, excuse me, time, freedom, what does the next bit look like in terms of financials to make your other dreams come true? If you want to do more traveling, if you want to move, if you want to invest, whatever the case may be, you need to know your financials are in place to ensure that can come about, as well as the time and freedom. So get crystal clear as we move into the next quarter on what's important to you, what needs to be changed, what maybe needs to be changed as we move into April, May, and June, what maybe needs to be a pivot, a tweak, what do you need to cut, what do you need to change, what do you need to add, as you get crystal clear on what's important to you, what are you designing, and how can you pull it all together to make sure you keep on track. I said, my biggest message for you is, wherever you are on your journey, please keep going. I am nowhere near the end of where I want to achieve with my businesses, but I thank my lucky stars. And I said, I think that's the biggest message, that I appreciate all the obstacles for what they've given me today. and I will appreciate any further obstacles that come my way. Hopefully not too many big ones, but appreciate, because I know that's building the next best thing, the next bit of freedom for us as a family. But for me, as a mum of 3 children, 3 young children, for me at this stage, it's about having complete freedom around holidays. It's about being able to drop them at school. It's being able to pick them up when I want. It's being able to go to things whenever the teachers are like, we've got this event on. It's being able to be there before they grow up and they don't want me around, and be there in those precious moments without the constraints of telling me no and someone saying you can't have that time off. So to me, that was the most valuable resource that has definitely, and opportunity that has come from being an entrepreneur. So I would love to know, what has been your journey, whether you're brand new in business or you're established, what's been your biggest takeaway from being an entrepreneur that you're grateful for, on what it's given you so far? You know, praise the challenges. If we embrace the challenges, less will come, and you'll deal with them, or not so much less will come. You will just deal with them in a better way than you did previously. So comment below, what's been your biggest challenge so far that you're grateful for, because you now have X, tell me what it is, in place, and it's given you certain freedoms, opportunities, and so forth. So enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Comment below. I cannot wait to see what they are, and I look forward to connecting with you next week. Have an amazing day.